A new king has arrived. Long live the king. Henri Plantagenet of the Angevin culture group and dynasty and all that good stuff is now king of Aragon. Of course, not now. It happened in the last episode. If you haven't seen the last episode, which would be a little odd, but go back and check that one out. And while you're at it, if you're brand new here to the channel, you can subscribe and check out all of the Angevin playthrough that's been going on to date, as well as a bunch of other stuff here on the channel. All right. Hello, everybody. Realm Builder Guy here, and welcome back to the channel. And now we have a kingdom to rule here with a lot of different things going on. Already talked about that a grand tour might be in order, specifically of the new lands in Iberia. So Henri can make himself better acquainted with the lands and the people and vice versa as well. It's going to cost a pretty penny, but thankfully we have a pretty penny. We've got 1,587 in the coffers in the treasury right now, with 18.6 coming in every single month. So he can actually afford to do this now. The other thing we need to take a look at here are is the Crown Authority. So we recently changed Crown Authority. Cannot be changed again till after 1169. So we got 5 years there. So nothing we can really do there. Succession laws. We've got male preference. Can we change this? We've got partition. We want to get to primogeniture. What can we do here? Oldest, we cannot change the law. You have one or more powerful vassals who have a negative opinion of you and are blocking succession law, and the Angevin culture does not have the primogeniture innovation. So we have a lot of people that are against it. When we look at the innovation, so head over there right now. Let's see if we can find primogeniture. And that would be under the civic laws of the late medieval era, and we are not in the late medieval era yet. So there's still a lot to be done in that regards before we can even get there. So at this point, the era is not even available until 1200 AD. So there's really nothing that can be done there at this point. So we're not going to worry about that in at least his, if not a few other lifetimes. Now, if we go back and kind of zoom out and take a look at the realm of Aragon is very, very split. The head of the kingdom is, of course, here in the heartland of France, in Angers itself. And the question is, how can we even unify these lands? I don't really see it happening. Now, we can get certain lands to be unified. If we look at the French, we have Poitiers, where Henri is the primary heir. And so that is, currently at least, that is one place to add it. And then in Auvergne as well, we have the ability here to add that to the land. So there is something that can be done here to just unify those lands simply through succession. If we want to guarantee the succession with our brother, well, we need to maybe help that along a little bit. That is a question I posed a couple of episodes ago, whether or not that is something that Henri would do. He is a patient, greedy, yet craven, elusive shadow. You can see here he is all about the intrigue at this point. Now, the one thing that is, of course, of concern for Henri, he's very aware of the fact that he has only one child, Prince Fulk of Aragon, who will inherit and stands to inherit a lot of lands, but it's a tentative position. If anything happens to him, then everything gets thrown into doubt at that point. I believe at that point his brother would stand to inherit all of the land. So, you know, we'll kind of have to wait and see what happens there. The first thorn in the eye here, of course, is England and King Ralph III the Feeble, in going to war with him and getting these lands back. That, I think, is a primary target. Right now, we have more troops than England does, simply based on our house. That's even without allies. So it might not be a bad time to strike right now and take all that. He's got no allies. There are no truces. This would be a good time to go to war with England and take more and more of their lands whilst we're at it. So I think one thing we're going to do here is we're going to work on a scheme here to sway Archbishop Gilbert, an Angevin. That'll end another scheme that we're trying to work on with one of our vassals. I don't really care about that as much at this point, so we're going to start here. Need to get the clergy on our side and to like us. Now, we are going to head to the Grand Tour. This will cost us a lot of money, but we have it. That'll still leave us with over 900 gold, and with that ticking income, that'll just add more and more to it. So we're going to start to plan a Grand Tour. Now we can do a Majesty Tour. Some events will allow especially majestic actions. Taking these earns prestige and vassal opinion, both when departing from a stop and at the end of the Grand Tour. We can do an Intimidation Tour. This is more about gaining dread. I think a Majesty Tour is more important. Taxation Tour, we don't really need that. Majesty Tour is definitely what Henri wants and needs at this point. So we're going to confirm that. So now we're going to look for destinations in our court. And we've got a lot of negative opinions here in Iberia. We've got a lot of negative opinions up here in France as well, even though we've got a few that do like us. But the goal here is to head to Iberia and have the tour go through the Iberian lands. So we're going to start in Barcelona. Then we are going to, from Barcelona, we are going to head up here towards the Pyrenees and have a little bit of a tour go through here. As you can see, we've got a long trip. This is going to take a long time. Then we can add a few more of these stops here. I mean, that's quite the round trip. We go down here, then down here. Let's just go out of all of these. I think what we're going to do is we're going to start. I mean, we can start up here and actually work our way through our French lands and start in Saumur. Head down to Saumur, and then we can work our way down the coast, as it were. We may as well stop here and here, and then from there we can head down to Barcelona. And then from Barcelona, we can start hitting some of these places. And head over here, here, and that maxes us out and gets us back through the Pyrenees. So we're not able to hit everything, but we may as well have a few stops in France as well. Have a friendly stop in the middle. So it's going to cost us 673, but we have the money to do that. So what do we want to do here? Thibault of Saumur. We can tour the grounds. So vassal's holding increases control. We can enjoy a hosted dinner, increasing opinion with your vassal. A cultural festival, increase popular opinion and cultural acceptance. So we're just going to have a feast here at Jacques-Vizodun. We're also going to have a feast here as well. I think in Limousin, a tour of the grounds wouldn't be bad. Actually, no, we're going to do a cultural festival here for cultural acceptance. Now, throughout Iberia, we're going to focus on dinners. We're not going to worry about changing culture here really anywhere. It's all about increasing the opinion. Here we've got Count Savary of Limousin. He already likes us, so making sure that we have cultural acceptance would be very, very important. So we are going to continue. And now we have our caravan master, who's not our biggest fan. Is there anybody else here who would be better, who likes us? No, not really. Okay, so travel options. So we have 16, medium chance of danger, low chance of danger, 7, high chance of danger, 6 locations. Okay, so we are going to hire some mercenary guards. And in the second option here, let's see, what else can we do? Cultural ambassador, make haste? No. Cultural ambassador, high diplomacy will be recruited onto your entourage. You hire someone to serve as cultural ambassador on your journey to disseminate information about your culture to all baronies you travel through. Yes. I think that would be a very good option to have those guys to be part of this. Beyond that, is there anything else we want to add here? We've got court physicians, master of the hunt. I think having a few more of these positions in the meantime would be important as well. And intent, you seek to distribute justice to even the pettiest of criminals. We can do altruism. Improve the lives of others by looking for opportunities to take altruistic actions. So this increases popular opinion and piety. Zealous, generous, and improvident characters may lose stress. Justice increases control. Lechery. No. Recreation, looking to relieve stress. No, I think justice is a good one. Activity options. Do we go with a modest entourage? Or do we go with a grand entourage? Whoa, that's a massive increase in cost. Essential luxuries. He's greedy. So, yeah, a little bit here. And, 947 is the total cost of this. But we still have over 600 left with a good amount of money coming in. So we are going to start our grand tour. Now, the other thing I want to do is, of course, go to our court and add, we've got a few positions we need to fill. So let's take a look here at our positions overall. Tutors a food taster. I think this would be important. We have a good one. Is there anybody that actually likes us in here? No. But a treacherous villain at court. He's sadistic. He's intimidated by our dread. We'll lose court weight more quickly. No. Master of the horse. So this increases our court grandeur. Jourdan, who is our knight. He would be excellent for that. So we're going to appoint him to the master of the horse. I do want a bodyguard. Ideally someone who actually likes us. We don't have anybody who likes us. No, we're going to leave that for now. A personal champion. Anyone here? No, gosh, I mean, it's just, he's generally not liked. So we're just going to leave that as is and embark on our royal tour, which is going to take a long, long time. We can view the travel here. It's going to be quite the grand tour, heading all the way down to Spain. If we do another grand tour in future, it's going to be focused on the French holdings. But for now, we are going to head down south. The time has come to depart for my grand tour of Aragon. My court is packed, ready, and raring to go. Our first stop will be my vassal Count Thibault's castle over in Saumur. I look forward to visiting him and seeing my realm one holding at a time. I am certain that the Kingdom of Aragon's subjects will speak of my benevolence for a long time to come. I can't wait. So, I mean, we lose stress, so all stress is gone. I receive a welcome worthy of a king at the gates of Count Thibault's castle in Saumur, and there's little doubt the splendor of my train has made a great impression. My vassal dutifully receives me with all requisite deference. Thibault explains the planned evening banquet, promising the entertainments and victuals on offer will near the standards of my own court's dinners. Count Thibault of Saumur assures me this is only the finest food he has to offer. Let's begin. So we gain prestige of 75. We lose more stress, but he's already not stressed. And Count Thibault gains 20 opinion of us. I emerge from my slumber after another peaceful night's stay with Count Thibault of Saumur. As I regain my consciousness, I feel something heavy beside me that wasn't there before. I feel the familiar touch of a woman gliding her finger inquisitively across my breast. This gift is certainly unexpected, but is it really such an unpleasant thing to wake up to? What a wonderful way to wake up. Got a new perk for intrigue lifestyle we can unlock here. Prepared for anything. Hostile scheme success chance drops by 25%. Hostile scheme success chance against your courtiers drops by 10. So we will unlock that. It's especially important for him to be safe here on the road during his grand tour. At dinner, I find an opportunity to demonstrate my majesty. My procession is rich with valuables and talented people, and perhaps I can integrate myself with Count Thibault of Saumur if I leave a little piece of me behind. That sounds weird. There are many things I could bestow out of my benevolence, perhaps. Osborne could stay here. He's greedy. Delicious face of Jesus. Gold is always a great gift. 155. I owe no gift. No, I mean, it makes sense. We need to do something. Osborne, he's a courtier. He's quite the learned man. Yes, I mean, I know I'm greedy, but I'm not really concerned about that. Osborne, that would make sense. As I finish my meal, another board is placed down in front of me, but this time, instead of food, it is topped with little game pieces. My liege, surely you know that I am famed as one of Saumur's finest chess players, but I wish to play not merely for fun. Perhaps we can make things interesting by putting up a wager. Count Thibault of Saumur grins at me, idly twiddling a piece between his fingers, eager for a match. It's my move. It's my move, Thibault. The greatest game, chess. Count Thibault is already waiting to begin our little chess match, sat waiting with a competitive grimace writ large across his features. We're neck and neck, though neither of us is even close to victory. If war was as easy as chess, I'd rule the world by now, laughs my opponent, but then that's just me. I play chess like I fight savagely. Yes, just as planned. It's intrigue. Yes, of course. I'm an intrigue guy, and intrigue is the obvious way to go. Our match marches on. Thibault continuing with an obvious trap. We're neck and neck, though neither of us is even close to victory. I've studied chess extensively, explains my opponent, and I'm sorry to say that by this point I simply don't think there's any way for you to win. Never seen my moves coming. Our match marches on, Thibault continuing with a frankly hilariously pompous strategy. Naturally, my techniques cunningly foil my opponent. I'm beating him handily, though neither of us is even close to victory. I can't, just ease up on me. All but screams my opponent, clearly frustrated and unable to find the right words. And we will continue with that. With the cunning intrigue tactic. That's just the way we're going to go. Our match marches on, Thibault continuing with a variety of cunning feints, ploys. Naturally, my techniques cunningly foil my opponent. I'm beating him handily, and victory is so close I could taste it. Why are numbers always this hard, pouts my opponent. Just needs you to think so far ahead, and I just can't. Takes a subtle mind to play chess. Haha! We both stare. You have gained a favor hook on Count Thibault. We both stare at the final piece. I did it. I've won. This game of chess is mine. Another fine victory on my undisputable rise towards the role of King of Games. Nothing but the shallow husk of a man is left of Thibault. He can't believe I won. Excellent match. Let's see, Thibault, due to my winning score. How does it feel to lose, little man? No, we're not going to do that. Love to play again sometime. Nah. No. An excellent match. I think that's enough for now. Solace in Script. Latest work of my vassal, Mayor Jasper, has become all the rage at court of late. The piece deals with feelings of sorrow and loss, and Jasper has publicly dedicated it to me. Winter of Sorrow. How cruel a mistress is random chance, to deprive the world of such beautiful dance. When one so great falls so far, 'tis rare for any to escape less a scar. So far I've kept my thoughts to myself, but the buzz has grown too dramatic to ignore much longer. I don't know quite how I feel about this. Sure. Jasper, I can see this is truly heartfelt. Fine. Alright. Hit that pause. We're going to take a look here. I'm waiting for the winter to end and then the spring campaign season before we would launch an attack on England. Parting demand. I have concluded my royal visitation of Saumur, and now my procession prepares to depart. Count Thibault and his court have all lined up neatly to see me part. With everyone present, it is time to collect tribute for bestowing him with my presence. It's time for tribute, buddy. Pay it up. If your vassal rejects, you lose 20 opinion of him. Dynasty gains renown, we gain prestige, and becomes more majestic. No, it's time for a tribute. I sit at dinner table awaiting my dessert, and when it finally arrives, I can scarcely contain my rage. I'm appalled to see what is supposed to be a cake in the shape of Angevin fort sagging miserably under its own weight on my plate. Is this some kind of an insult towards my prowess? I can only feel insulted to look at this thing, but from Thibault's puppy-like eyes, I can tell this was a sincere attempt at flattery. Oh, I love it. Demand refused. Count Thibault has defied the authority of the crown and refused to submit to my demands. There's little I can do now, but an insult like this constitutes a crime not only against me, but the Kingdom of Aragon itself. This will not be forgotten. I lose 20 opinion of him. He likes us more. And I can imprison him if I so choose. Awakening. It is nightfall, and Adrien is hard at work when we arrive at the cereal field south of Touraine. He appears to be flattening crops at a rapid pace using a large flat piece of wood and heavy stones. I frown as I watch the man performing his labor, then inquire as to what exactly he is up to. He winces, then starts on a long rant about how we all need to wake up and meet our true masters instead of hiding behind the false Christian teachings. Take a few steps back in surprise. Stop that, you heretic! A stop on the way. Traveling through the muddy streets of Valençay, people are a rare sight. Empty houses, derelict. A child plays with a dog in silence, then hides away when he sees our entourage. A local priest points at the lady's home, and we follow. My admired King Henri, Mayor Marthe, welcomes us in a dusty hallway. It is a big honor to have you visit our humble domain. If you'd like to, please stay for the night and join us for supper. I'll gladly accept your invite. The oil lamps cast a light so feeble that it's nearly imperceptible. An old servant serves us food, fish, and spice. Mayor Marthe seems a bit too nervous, talking about the difficulties of ruling such a poor area, the impossible taxation. The last priest we had left after just a couple months, she mutters, putting away the watered wine. She probably excuses herself to go to the latrine, accidentally bumping into me on the way. My guards will have a chat with you. Wait, what are you doing? Intrigue challenge. You grow closer to forming a rivalry with Mayor Marthe. Okay, so that happened. Settling in for dinner. I receive a welcome worthy of a king at the gates of Count Jacques Castle in Isildun. And, okay, this I gotta complain about. This is really hard to read here. So the text, this should have been handled a little bit differently, in my opinion. You extend the darkness further, because it's about reading. And there's little doubt the splendor of my train has made a great impression. Accepting hospitality from this obnoxious bastard is enough to destroy my appetite. There better be some sesame cake. Jacques explains the planned evening banquet, promising the entertainments and victuals on offer will near the standards of my own court dinners. Yeah, we'll see. He assures me this is only the finest food to offer. Okay, let's begin. It is another evening of my stay at Count Jacques' home, and yet another foreign meal is placed in front of me. I knock it around a little with my knife, watching as the dark, unfamiliar sauce slides around like cascading mud. Oh, and what I wouldn't give for some food from the capital. Just some simple candied figs would be fine. I could ask Count Jacques for something from back home, of course, but I risk causing offense. I'll just ask. Or I'm sure the local food is fine. It seems I'm not the only honored guest at Count Jacques' court. This evening I have been set beside the fascinating Marguerite, and our conversation has left me feeling most elated. None understand the world and the scriptures like I do, magnanimous king. If you'd have me, I'd be honored to lend my skills at your court. It is rare that one finds such a fascinating person without a home of their own. But is there room at my court for her? Begone. I don't really need her. Story of Ude. Another evening of merriment draws to a close, and I have found myself locked in conversation with Udes, of all people. It's a courtier here. For I know it, the room has become silent save for our conversation. Everyone is hanging on my next word. Though a little awkward, I'm sure I can tell a tale that everyone here will be delighted by. Something tragic. Yes, tragedy. That always works. Story was impressive. Excellent. I have concluded my royal visitation of Isildun, and now my procession prepares to depart. Count Jacques and his court have all lined up neatly to see me depart. Okay, so do I ask for tribute from him? He's not very likely to give it to us. You know what? I'm not going to make any demands of him. My courtier Amédée has approached me claiming to have been given Count Jacques permission to come join his court in place of my own. Amédée of Beauvais, that's fine. Go where your heart pleases. So now, a lowly delicacy. I was about to look at England. On our way through Berry, we appear to have stumbled into a local food market. Everywhere peasants and nobles of every culture and tongue clamor around exotic food stalls. They are thick with fragrances I never had imagined. My nose is drawn to a lowly stall stacked with a dish I could only dream of. I am pulled out of my haze by the halting grasp of Géraud. Do not waste your palate on this slop, my lord. Bowls of stew are for peasants. We have much finer foods at home. I'm the king, and I want my bowl of stew. No, I can't believe I almost ate this garbage. Thank you, Géraud. So, now let's take a look at England. It looks like the English are actually engaged in an internal one. The Duke Wulfmare of Northumbria war against Duke Albert's claim on the Kingdom of England. Well, you know, you could also just make it a little harder on me, Ralph. I can't declare because you're in an activity already. Ah, that's right. I forgot about that. I can't declare the war while on royal tour. That's okay. We're going to focus on the grand tour and then declare war next time. I'm not too worried about these. They are an eyesore, but Henri is, solidifying his rule now that he is king is significantly more important than a war with England over a couple of counties, even though those counties are important to him personally and his family. So onward with the tour. A cultural festival in Limousin. Streets of Limousin are richly decorated for my arrival, and my vassal, Count Savary, dutifully awaits me. I can't say I'm not intrigued by the customs of this land and what Savary has to offer me. In exchange, I shall show these people the extent of my magnificence. Let's start. Revelry, joy. As I enter Limousin's main square, I see a group of figures dressed as priests, singing and dancing. In its center, a half-bishop, half-jester man presiding over the crowd. Count Savary makes an appearance, clapping his hands in joy. Now listen, friends, as Reynard is now our Bishop of Fools, and his will is law, and his voice the voice of the Lord. What kind of sinful joy can we expect? I sure can't wait to find out, my friends. Even with all the effort that has clearly been put into the festival, I can still notice some abandoned houses and poor materials in Limousin. When I approach the main square, I see that Count Savary has been surrounded by a group of kids eagerly asking about our entourage. They immediately hide the moment they see me. I've brought this from the capital if anyone cares to see. I say as I show Savary a memory of Constance I brought with me. Magnificent, he says, as the kids come back to see it. Careful with those hands, Savary. Careful now. I'm approached by Count Savary, holding Count Savary's about warfare. Okay. My liege, I'm honored to have you here. Please accept this gift as a commemoration of this cultural festival, something that would remind us of this day for years to come. I appreciate the thought of this. However, he looks at me with anticipation. I believe he expects me to gift something back. Exquisite, a gift. I love it. Useless item. No. Exquisite gift. You equip Count Savary's about warfare. I have to choose a gift in exchange. I'm honored by the gift. What do we give him? Give him the delicious face of Jesus. Sure. The sky above Limousin is clouded, and the gray streamers of the night start to wander around the narrow alleys. Count Savary's hold rises at the top of the hill, almost defiant. He could use a reminder of who he serves. I am king by divine right. The crown hangs over my head like the moon above all the stars. No matter how brightly you shine, I prevail. Savary shall renew his homage to me. Let's just celebrate. You know what? Celebration is enough. All right, it's time to depart, and this time I will want my tribute. And he does give us the tribute. Excellent. Tempting fruit. A road takes us through treacherous parts of Carla. While I scan for any dangers ahead, a rustling brush grabs my attention. Could it be a wild animal? As I brace myself for impact, Idlal jumps out of the bush instead, holding a plant. You scared me, Idlal. Anyway, let me see what you have here. Some kind of fruit, I exclaim. Yes, looks and smells so delicious. I wonder what it tastes like. Maybe I'll take a little bite, she says. Hold on. What if it's poisonous? Let Idlal eat it. Yeah, sure. She has an unknown plant sickness. Excellent. We have now crossed into Spain, and immediately we see a secret exposed. A vassal, Prince Bishop Louis, has copulated with his soulmate, Mayor Macht. This crime cannot go unpunished. Guards, his accusations are naught but malice and lies. See, the acceptance between Catalans and the Angevins has been increased by 1%. Hoo. Beware the highwaymen. My procession continues down our planned route to Barcelona when suddenly we come to an abrupt stop. On Hugh's command, stop, you fools. It is said that this road is infested with bandits and scoundrels of low character. We must divert. The route he proposes is longer, but he assures me it is safer. Fine, let's take the safe route. Because I'm patient and craven. Makes sense. Sometimes the game does tell you a little bit guidance. Hey, you have these character traits. It's more likely to be something you would do. And as a patient man who is also craven, taking a safe route for a little extra time, that's fine. I receive yet another welcome worthy of a king at the gates of Duke Per Ramon's castle in Barcelona. Yes. He receives me with all requisite deference. Per Ramon explains the planned evening banquet, promising the entertainments and victuals on offer near the standards of my own court. Excellent. Let us begin. Everyone is making merry at dinner, and I tell another of my legendary jokes to much laughter and applause and coughing. I look around and see Jaume, I'm French, so I say Jaume, clutching his throat tight and hacking heavily, growing red in the face. It seems my joke may have been a little too good for him. I could leap over to rescue him, of course. I can save him. And unfortunately, he dies. Okay. Evening, I am seated next to Duke Pierremont's son-in-law, Anfroy, watching as he sighs into his plate with longing. Truly, I grow tired of life here in Barcelona, and long to elevate my station in life. My talents are wasted here, and lately, I've been thinking of slipping off with you back to Anjou, where I can really show what I'm worth. What is he worth? He's 50. He's worth nothing. Look at that. Of course you can come with me. No. I could be a shoulder to cry on, at least. Know your place, bastard. No. Cry on my shoulder, that's fine. So he's confided. Excellent. Grandeur is now at level 4, so it's increased. Fantastic. Everyone is making merry at dinner, and I tell another of my legendary jokes to much laughter and applause. And coughing. It looks like another guy is choking. This really isn't my problem, guys. I'm going to try to save him. And he dies as well. Okay, so apparently a lot of people die. I've concluded my royal visitation in Barcelona. Now, this is... I'm not going to make tributary demands of these people. The goal here is to make them like me. That is the goal here, so I am not going to make any demands of them. My host, Duke Pierre Ramon, has brought me out of his home to a local tavern. All around, I see the wretched and weak engaged in drink and debauchery, but Duke Pierre Ramon assures me that the means served in this establishment is simply to die for. Interesting choice of words. As the first round passes my lips, I feel alive. The drink hits like a ton of bricks, and I feel that tonight will be a night of endless revelry. I will drink until I die. No. Let's show some restraint. Maybe. You've really outdone yourself, Père Ramon. He gains 20 opinion, you lose 15 stress. Yes, let's get closer here. The truth of it. We approach a hamlet where a forlorn woman stands shackled on a gallows, a throng gathering at its foot. King, it's the king! Peasant stumbles through the crowd, crying. I don't want to do that. Please, my wife is innocent. These fiends put their sins at others' feet. They pull him away, wailing, "No, Gisela," as he is dragged down the street. The official bows sheepishly, "Sorry, my lord. Ignore him. The woman is guilty. Don't worry about it." I'd like to hear the charges. Yes, I know the stress is increasing, but I'm not overly worried about that. Stress will also be reduced whilst we travel and make merry. Life of a ruler. Several peasants gather around me, asking for stories of my life. I think back on what I could tell them, and 2 stories jump to mind. One, when I became the ruler of the Duchy of Champagne, is a lovely memory. On the other hand, when I defeated Count Thibault's claim war is a more awesome tale. Everyone loves a war story. Yes, we will do that. A story of war. So, Andalusians and Angevins, there's an acceptance increase there. And we have now arrived in Alcaniz. Excellent, excellent. Let us begin. I'm not going to reread all of this every time because it's pretty much the exact same text every time. If I could speak. Something popped up here. Imprisoned person can be sponsored. One of your courtiers or guests has an inspiration. It can be sponsored to create an artifact. Dinner this evening is a little different from what I'm used to. The cook lackadaisically drops the bowl in front of me, and I'm immediately met with the most unworldly aroma I've ever smelled in my life. This dish from the depths of hell is offensive to all the senses. Some slimy gray substance sits in its pale, foamy broth like an untended chamber pot, with a single sprig of herb placed atop in a futile effort to make the thing look appetizing. My every instinct compels me to fling the thing out the nearest window, but Count Aragon of Alcaniz assures me it is a local delicacy worthy of a king. I won't let this filth touch my tongue. This is gross. This is disgusting. I don't need to be sick. But it could be a good meal. It's about a 50-50, or not a 50, it's 44% chance it could be good or nauseating, 5% chance. Yeah, no, sorry, this is disgusting. I'm not eating this, but my lord, you kind of have to. You're here to make a good impression. I mean, he's a elusive shadow, he's an intrigue man. He understands the importance of this, so let's just hope we don't get ill. Hey, we gained a good meal for 5 years, so it wasn't that bad after all. Thank you for that advice, counselor. Anytime. The contest has been a long and wondrous evening of revelry and merriment, and many a goblet of sack wine has been shared between me and my good host, Count Angevin. However, it would seem that the Count has been trying to drink more than me, always filling his own goblet a little higher than mine. This is some sort of implicit challenge. Perhaps I ought to set some stakes. You underestimate my prowess. Closer, gaining a hook. Okay, faction created against us. That Countess Denise is always there. So, what do we have here? Inspiration is a metalsmith. Let's sponsor this. For 61, we will sponsor that. And it'll take a while. But, yes. Yeah, that'll be an interesting thing to see come to fruition. Flavorful combination. Life as a king brings all manner of magnificent and fanciful food to my plate. But lately, I've grown tired of these same flavors and textures. I desire the truly outrageous, the truly exotic. To one side of me, I see saffron cakes, and to the other are boiled vegetables. What if I were to take these two distinct flavors and taste them at once? An experiment? Interesting. No, I don't think I could be that bold. I am craven. No. Experimentation. Not really interested in that. Alright, it's time to leave. He does like us, so we are going to now ask for that tribute. And he has paid tribute. Wonderful. It would seem Count has decided to put on a performance for my amusement this evening. I sit at the feast table, eagerly awaiting my entertainment, when Count Engerand appears before me in armor. Behold, I am the mighty Count, Raoul of Issoudun. I will deliver the vile King Henri of Aragon to his maker personally. Before I can respond, a wooden sword is placed in my hand. It's no doubt a performance of the time I defeated Count Raoul's War of Liberation. I wonder, should I indulge this? How absolutely wonderful. And now we have arrived at Count Stephen, interesting, in Albarracin. Accepting hospitality from this loathsome coward is enough to destroy my appetite, but we will see how it goes. Let us begin. Someone to impress. Lately, my efforts to impress have fallen flat. My friendship with Udis is still standing on shaky ground. It's a mess. However, I've got a brilliant idea. I have my beneficiary, Hadvig, add a dedication to the masterpiece she is making. The flattered dedicate will be deeply touched by my generosity and munificence, and will have no choice but to like me more. To Udes. I mean, I don't really care. I'll find other ways to impress whomever I want. Well, one thing, I'll pause real quick. We have swayed our bishop. So now we want to go here to the King of Spain. Of Castile. We're going to start swaying him. Improve our relationships with our new Iberian Christian neighbor. Of course, Leon is still here. The tiny kingdom of Leon. Completely obsolete. But it's still there. I'm surprised Castile hasn't gobbled it up yet, but I'm pretty sure they're going to work on that. A tasty treat. Truly, the meal this evening has been a delight. I have feasted on all manner of foods, savory and sweet, but nothing has quite enamored my appetite like these fine entremets. Entremets? No matter how many I eat, no matter how much I savor their taste, it simply isn't enough to get them out of my mind. I find myself becoming lost in them with each bite, the flavor bursting into my mouth, bringing me one step closer to experiencing heaven. Well, let's hope not literally. Though my stomach is packed tight, my clothing is strained, I feel compelled to reach for more. I'm greedy. I mean, there's 0% chance I'll die. So we'll do that. You lose stress, gain full of desserts. It's time to leave. This villain, I'm not going to make demands of him. I'm going to try to improve relationships with him. It's got to be strategic on how and where we do this. So Castilian Angevin, the acceptance has been increased by 1%. And now we have arrived at Count Leon's castle in Calatayud. So yes, he dutifully receives me. Let's see what happens at dinner. I've concluded my royal visitation of Calatayud. And here I'm not going to make any demands either. I'm just going to increase the vassal opinion. Not really much happened there. It's okay. It doesn't have to be eventful every stop. And now we have arrived at the next court. Count Hartwig, a Bavarian Catholic in Tudela. He's a miserable fool, but let's see what happens. In the eye of the beholder. A learned man, Udalschalk's bright eyes scour the room looking for an opponent to the scientific statement he just expelled. But no one rises to the challenge, much to his disappointment. No wonder, considering the level of intellect at which the discussion would have had to be held. I'm impressed. This kind of wit is hard to come by. Somebody must have him at my court. I'm sure Count Hartwig wouldn't mind. This is silly. Could just disappear in the night. No. Count Hartwig addresses me directly. My liege, I have been contemplating the matter and have come to the conclusion that I cannot agree to this request. Udalschalk is far too valuable. Why trade for something I can take? This is an act of tyranny. No. That's unfortunate. We're not here to take off all of our new vassals in Iberia. This is about, making them like Henri. And he's smart enough to realize that, too. Not what he seems. I find myself awake in agonizing hunger, unable to return to my rest. I wander in the dark to the kitchen and find that the room is lit a little with something besides my lamp. The pantry shelves glow with an unearthly yet inviting gold. I'm overrun with curiosity, unable to find the source of the glow. With the flame of my light snuffed out, I begin checking around the edges of the pantry. I must get to the bottom of this. With little effort, I am able to find scratches on the floor where the cabinet stands and a few sections of the shelf far less dusty than the rest. The shelves reveal themselves to be mechanical switches with a touch. With little effort, I am able to slide the pantry away from the wall to reveal a hidden room. Amidst the damp stone is a sturdy wooden door with an elaborately decorated padlock at its handle. Upon inspection, the locked digits are neither number nor letter, but diagrams of all manner of beasts and grotesques. Puzzle, this should be trivial. A good kick. This is far too much effort. I mean, I'm patient, but he's also craven. He doesn't quite trust this situation. Be sleep deprived for 5 years. Tiny penalty, and stress gain ticks up. This is far too much effort. No. Plus, with the craven nature of him, he's not gonna investigate that too far. Everyone is making merry at dinner, and I tell another one of my legendary jokes. So another guy is joking. We're gonna try to save this guy. And we have. He didn't die. I've concluded my visitation. It's time for a tribute from him. No demands this time. You owe me nothing but your company. Yes, you do owe me your life. Haha. No. I saved you. No. I'm an intrigue guy. He's the universal spider of the 12th century. He deals in hooks and favors. Yes. Acquaintance Godfrey has died. Interesting. I don't even remember who that is. 200 martial lifestyle experience. Okay. Fantastic. A serf and his king. I enter a local tavern in Sarignana, weary from travel and thirsting for ale and rest. My quiet contemplation is disturbed by the sound of a slamming fist on splintering wood, followed by a scornful spit. That solitary coward. He is a complete foreigner. How can we be ruled over by someone who isn't even Andalusian? I tried to keep my profile low, but it appears that my kingly manner and Plantagenet on my garments has given me away. I must think of something before the situation escalates. Say it to my face, you ogre. No, he's a scaredy cat. Perhaps a tax break would change your mind? No. Oh, I simply look like King Henri of Aragon. And we have entered the next stop in our tour. At the gates of Monzon, Count Gilbert of Fraga to receive me, but after a time that is more than generous, not even a lowly servant appears to greet me. Call is made many times more, but we receive no answers save for the chirps of wild birds and whistle of gentle winds. It's become clear that I've been turned away at the gates, and the cocky count has in so doing insulted the crown. Let's just move along. No, this insult will not soon be forgotten. Break down the bloody gates. No, I'm gonna remember this. Acceptance between Aragonese and Angevins increased by 1%. And now we're gonna look at local justice. We arrive in a small village in Barbastro to see quite a commotion in the town square. An unfortunate creature is surrounded by furious villagers. The bleak, hopeless look in his eyes fades and brightens as he notices my procession's approach. My king, these villagers say that my actions have made a sinner of me. It is all lies. Won't you give me the king's justice? Sure, the evidence seems circumstantial, but a lowly peasant should never speak to a king unprompted. The execution is just. I'm not going to step in local affairs, so yes. The local justice. He's killed by you. Control level goes up, though. Highest quality, my lord. Look at the metal. I've never seen such fine quality before. My beneficiary, Hatvik, breaks away from our market procession to accost the merchant selling the coveted item, ecstatic over her find. With this, my project would reach new heights, could create something truly marvelous. Please, my king, bestow this gift upon me. Your project is worth investing in. 185 gold. I am greedy, but no. This is... The artifact would be of higher quality. Yes. Yes, indeed. It pains me to spend the money, but so be it. And we have arrived. Countess Eleanor's castle in Sobrabe. Catholic Aragonese. This lecherous churl destroys my appetite, but we still shall see what the night brings. We're almost done with the tour. A choke. I can save her. I will save her. I did not save her. It cost me 75 prestige to... that's 4 times this has now happened. 3 times died. Once not so much. Inspiration realized. Over here, my lord. My beneficiary, Hadvik, waves me over with a wide grin. I have toiled many days and nights, and finally my work is done. She presents me with an object wrapped in cloth, and as I lift the fabric, my eyes grow wide. A beautiful regalia, set of excellent craftsmanship, consists of a silver scepter set with pieces of amethyst, a silk cloak that has been embroidered with silver thread, and a silver cross bearing orb. This is lovely. Advik of Noatheim produced regalia of excellent craftsmanship. You gain King Henri's regalia artifact. So we got that again. So the faction. Let's take a look here. The excellent regalia. So we increase piety, prestige, and renown every month. Seduce scheme power goes up. Fantastic. Another choker. Let's save him. And he dies as well. Not much of a savior here. But we've got a new intrigue lifestyle perk. Here we can go with digging for dirt. So find secrets, progress speed goes up by 25%. After that comes kidnapper. And then we finally get down here to the full schemer. Not sure where I'll go after schemer, but we got to make it there first. Henri, the villain of Sobrabe. As is typical, my meal comes with entertainment. The actors perform great feats of acrobatics and skill, but then I begin to notice something. Throughout their performance, there has been a man wearing clothes just like mine with what looks like excrement smeared on his face, singing songs about my alleged wickedness. I turn with shock to Countess Eleanor of Sobrabe, only to see that she is cackling at the show of vulgarity. I am unable to touch my food, watching and listening. It's pretty funny, no? I will have my revenge. Another choker, and another man dies. All right, well, you know what? I don't like you. I want tribute. And she pays the tribute. We are on our way back. We're going to be crossing the Pyrenees here into Foix, back into the lands of France relatively soon. Stop on the way. Traveling through the muddy streets of Palais Sobira, The people are a rare sight. Empty houses, derelict child plays, entourage, etc., etc. My admired King Henri, Mayor Perret, welcomes us in a dusty hallway. It's a big honor to have you visit our humble domain. If you'd like to, please stay for the night and join us for supper. This is not up to my standards. We'll continue my journey. I'm not going to stay here. A quarrelsome lot. As we trek through Palar Sobira, our caravan has stopped at a clearing bordered by dense trees. I proceed toward the commotionally defined Giron and Mabub, having an irate row. I'll have no more of your idiocy, you vile scullion. Giron stamps his foot in the grass. You're the one who has whined on this entire journey, squealing. Are we there yet? At every crossroads, Mabub retorts. Come now, surely you two can make amends. We haven't the time for the petty squabbling. You get over the Pyrenees and make it back into France. And there we are. We're back in the lands of France once more, having put Iberia behind us as we head for home. The court grandeur has increased to level 5 now. Excellent. Weird whispers. I notice that Cosmin avoids me more than usual. He always sits at the opposite end of the table whenever we're invited to a feast, and consistently refuses my company while camping. We may not have the best relationships, but that attitude is starting to tire me, especially when I overhear him defaming me. Henri is a loathsome ogre. I'd be way better king than him. You want to know how it is? I'll show you. Win a fight. Caravan Master Huge, take care of it. You're gonna end your days in a dungeon. Cosmin. I don't care about him. Get on my sight now. Is that the wind I hear? Yeah. Dungeons for him. Chop chop. The massive chopping block in the middle of the logging camp of Périgord has seen much use. Looks like it's always been there, even before man walked this earth. My shoulders are tense and my forearm trembles slightly from built-up stress as I approach the magnificent wooden trunk. I carefully place a piece of discarded timber at the podium and, in one swift motion, I raise my axe. Hurrah! Sore muscles go up. Get maimed, 13% chance. He's craven. This isn't really something he would do. No manual labor is beneath... No. Manual labor is beneath me. Of course it is. I am a man of intrigue, not a man of swords. Of travels to come. Journeying through Saint-Junien, I pass by a peculiar-looking tent, splayed open, with his yet more peculiar-looking occupant inside. Come in, O mighty king. I can tell you have many miles to go, and I can offer you a reading for your future travels for a modest price. No, I'm not interested. I'm greedy. Yeah, I'm patient, but it's time. It's time to get back home to Angers. Your grand tour. So, let's see. We've gained Magnificent Liege for 20 years, so vassal limit goes up. Tax contribution goes up by 20%. Our glory is widely known. Dynasty Anjou gained 450 renowned. Every visited vassal gained 30 opinion. So across the board, it was very good. There are a few who still are pretty negative. But we shall finish our grand tour at this point. Looks like we've lost that. Culture discovered household soldiers. Excellent. Alama Muhen's friendship. While this numerous attempts to curry my favor I'm not going to notice, I cannot feel but irritated by Alama. Sudden interest in me, if anything, his obsessive desire to impress me and his blundering displays of fabricated affection have only made me dislike him more. But he can still be a certain charm. No. I never want to see his face again. So, now with the tour having come to a close, I think this is also a good time to end today's episode, an episode of tours through the newly acquired lands for Henri, but of course the ancestral lands of the Kingdom of Aragon. Let me know your thoughts about where the next steps and moves should possibly go, a little court intrigue here and there. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and check out the links down in the description below. Until next time, I am Round Builder Guy, and I will talk to you soon.